So this exhibition brings together work by B.Wurtz from 1970 right through to the present day, so much so to the present day that a new work was made especially for this presentation. It's arranged according to intricate, playful, human, quirky relationships between each of the different objects. And as you can see by the piece immediately behind me, which is called Bunch, Wurtz's raw material is very often the objects that we use absolutely every day but give no attention to. We use it, it helps us out, and then we cast it aside. So these very throwaway, invisible objects from everyday life are what makes his art. He doesn't use them as ready-mades as such. There's a tradition of that language from Marcel Duchamp, but he creates subtle interventions. I guess he really creates aestheticized objects. So he focuses on the form of these things, their color, their shape, their line, their space, and puts them into very elegant, balanced, but often fragile constructions that are about form, they're about art history, but they're also very human.
The basis of a lot of my work are found objects, and I've chosen to limit those objects to basically from three categories: food, clothing, and shelter. So the most ordinary, overlooked throwaway items from our society. So in other words, the objects are very much what they are. I don't hide their actual use, but I try to change them into something else by adding something. It's a delicate balance between what I add and what they already are. Inevitable part of the subject matter of the work is going to be issues of consumerism and environmentalism, because a lot of these are throwaway objects. I think that's definitely a part of the subject matter, but the work is not about environmentalism. It raises interesting questions. It's an interesting balance of what I find beautiful about the objects, which I do. They're real, they're part of our world, but they also represent wastefulness, damage to the environment. I just accept that as a kind of a complex reading of the work. I think humor is a very important part of life. I don't think we can really deal with life without humor. It's again another delicate balance because it's very serious work as well, but the humorous aspect is, in my mind, it's almost a bit like playing with the conventions of art history. What is a sculpture? What is a painting? What can be art? So playing with that a little, I think, is where the humor comes. But it's not purely humor. If someone only saw it as humorous, it would bother me. But I hope they see the humor because it's definitely part of it. I don't think we should be too serious about anything.